Friends, warm greetings. On this truly wonderful evening, I suggest we take some time to discuss wine. Wine is a truly wonderful beverage that, much like beer, we've known since the ancient Neolithic era. That is to say, it's, more than 10,000 years old. In other words, it has a very ancient history. That's right. The term wine comes from the Latin word vinus. So the Roman Empire, with its Latin language, had a hand in this. This historical connection highlights the deep roots of winemaking within Roman culture and its lasting influence on the terminology we use today. That's right. And the successors of the Roman Empire, the Italians, still produce the most wine in the world. They are in first place. France is in second place. Then, of course, Spain, and after that, as you can see, the USA. That's right. Portugal, South Africa, Russia, in 11th place. So, we produce a very substantial amount of wine, but we are certainly not the global leaders in its production. That's absolutely right. Basically, almost everyone with even a passing interest in beverages knows that wine can be distinctly red, beautifully white, or elegantly rosé. This particular characteristic fundamentally depends on the specific grape varieties and their unique properties used in the winemaking process. That's right. So, white wines typically come from white grape varieties, and red wines, it seems, are generally derived from black grape varieties, while rosé is something delightful and nuanced in between. That's right. But actually, that's not entirely true. Grape juice itself is naturally colorless. That's absolutely right. The primary and most significant color actually comes from the skin of the grape. So it is indeed the skin of the grape that imparts to wine its truly incredible and distinctive shade. That's absolutely right. And depending on the specific shade and hue that the grape skin contributes, and it's important to note that there exists a truly vast and impressive number of different grape varieties, each with its own unique characteristics. We consequently end up with an equally immense and fascinating variety of wines as well, each offering its own unique sensory experience. That's right. Well, wines, they certainly have a great many different names, don't they? Of course, there are the lighter, more delicate wines, and then a bit further along the spectrum, you will encounter all sorts of, much stronger, more robust, and indeed fortified ones. Sherry, Madeira, Port, these are geographical names. But since we've been using them for well, more than 100 years, there are basically no complaints. By this point in time, these particular names are widely associated with a very specific and distinct type of wine. That's essentially it. Sherry, in its truest form, is a fortified wine that is meticulously produced with a certain unique type of yeast, specifically alcoholic wine yeasts, which are crucial for its fermentation process. That's right. Madeira implies that it's already aged in oak barrels and undergoes a certain heating process, and it's aged for at least 3 years. Port wine is an even more aged wine. It utilizes the very same barrel technique. There too you will find significant heating and various different types of wine yeasts being employed. That's it. Cahors is the same story, only there, accordingly, we use black grapes. That's right. If a lot of carbon dioxide is released during fermentation, then that's champagne. That's it, and so on. But actually, if an excessive amount of carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere, I seriously doubt that you will be able to get any truly special kind of champagne out of it whatsoever. So, of course, in reality, they actually carbonate all of it, every single bit of it. That's it. But nevertheless, by law, this is not allowed. You can't change the color of the wine, meaning you can't add any colorants. All of this, in a very general sense, is typically and broadly speaking strictly prohibited and not allowed. That's it. There's also a widespread and enduring legend that stronger, significantly older and more mature wines are somehow inherently special, right? Well, actually,